Welcome back, you beauties. Thank you for plugging into our purpose today. I think you know I am reveling in the lineup of guests that we've had today because each one exemplifies the notion of hope, of looking forward, having the resilience, the perseverance to go after what you believe is right. And it doesn't have to be on a grand scale. It can be just in your vocation, in your lane, but then you've got to go out there and do that. Now, of course, the gentleman sat beside me needs absolutely no introduction, but I'm going to do it anyway because he has 2 Grammys behind his name, an incredible exponent of South African culture. And now I think he has earned us our passport to the global village. And he is back going for another Grammy. I'm talking about Wouter Kellerman. Can we give him a round of applause? Because just being able to see your beautiful face up close and personal is worth an applause. So good to see you. Thank you for bringing the real gravitas this morning. And I'm glad those Grammys have a bit of weight to them. 2014, 2022, going for another one now. This speaks of a level of perseverance that I think a lot of artists might miss. They're waiting for their opportunity. Yes. You seem to have a different approach of creating your opportunities. Do you take the time to put your story into perspective? Because we are constantly asking you to tell your story. How do you tell your own narrative?
Yeah, so, I mean, I started playing the flute when I was 10 years old and I loved it from the first day. And when I left school, I wanted to study music. My dream was to be a musician, but we didn't have money for me to go to university. So the only way I could get there was with a bursary that I was offered for engineering. So I studied engineering, still playing the flute every day. And after university, I had to work back for the engineering company and then started my own software engineering company. And after a few years, I decided now it's my time. I'm going to go to be a full-time musician. And within 6 months, my money had run out. And in the meanwhile, I'd started a young family. And every few years, I would try and be this full-time musician. But I never made enough money to look after the family. And I basically had to wait 20 years, still playing the flute every day, until my daughter left university, my son left school. And finally, things got a whole lot cheaper. And then...
Thank you for saying that. I've got 2 young kids and I'm on the other arc of trajectory right now.
Yeah. So at the age of 44, I gave up my engineering company and finally went into music full-time.
All in.
And I was all in. People thought I was crazy to give it up. And but it's been a dream. It's been very tough, but it's been a dream road to travel. And finally, I'm able to follow my dream and do what I love.
And this is the TV algorithm. I mean, who's doubting you now? Who's doubting you now? You belong to a very small, select group of artists who have achieved recognition amongst other artists on the highest level. So that, I'm sure, is validation enough. Yeah. But you have chosen to use this opportunity to spread love. Yeah. To spread positive energy. And I plug into you immediately. I'm an empath, so I just drink it in. I love that. But and check, the goosebumps are there. You do this wherever you go. Why? Why is this purpose played out in everything that you do?
It's always been my mission to spread good energy with the music. You know that music I play is when something's really bad is going to happen in a movie? My music is the opposite of that. It brings good energy, and it's always just been a natural thing that I haven't really thought about. But it's always been my mission to just, take the goodness of life and try and communicate that through the flute and through the music that I make and bring hope. Bring hope with my story and with my music.
And proven hope. Not just the notion of hope on what we could do, but I've done it. Set against the narrative, I've done it. In a place where there is so much darkness and trauma, you are using your language to help us process. And now what I'm loving is musicians in South Africa, some of the healthiest, mentally healthy people I get to interview because you've been processing. Now, when we talk about the new album, Treveni, okay, and this is a healing album.
Yeah.
How do you get to that point? How do you create that through the music? What's going through your little heart and your head when you create a project like this?
Yeah, it's three musicians, myself and the Japanese cellist Eru Matsumoto and the Indian singer Chandrika Tandon. We've all been on that same trajectory, and we thought, let's all get together and make an album specifically for healing purposes. It's always been there, but this one is aimed specifically at
intentional,
healing. Yeah. Very intentional, and also to then take it to the research, and we're working with various universities to now measure the effect on the music on human well-being.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, so that's kind of the intention of this album.
You've been so fortunate and blessed. You've earned the right, let me say, maybe reframe that. You've written a song for Madiba, The Long Road. And for me, I often lean on his writings when he was in Robben Island to understand what hope is in terms of an active fostering of it. It's something you've got to every day work on. How do you do that, set against the darkness around you? What does hope mean to you?
You know, hope, I think, is not just a feeling, it's perseverance. And as you're saying, it's actually based on proven things that have happened, because you persevere and slowly something small happens, something small positive happens, and you persevere something and it feels like you're failing, but you make another small breakthrough. And for me, hope is that kind of solid perseverance. It's not just a feeling of, I hope things are going to be.
It's not a notion, it's a reality.
It's a reality, it's a working at it.
I love that. And you don't stop working for a second, despite this light and beautiful nature that you have that is offset by the most incredible work ethic. And of course, when you look back, you've got two beautiful golden statuettes standing right there that really do make all the difference. And of course, we can't have a double Grammy award-winning flutist in the house without a performance. Wouter is going nowhere. We might keep him here for the rest of the day if we can, but a performance coming your way in just a moment.